The weakest thing a man can do is explain himself to people who already decided not to understand him. You make a decision, and then you feel it. That itch to justify it, to soften it, to add just one more reason. Kill that itch. Every word you add after your decision is you quietly asking for permission. Watch a truly confident man closely. He says no, and then nothing. No paragraph, no apology, no nervous little reasons stacked on top of each other. Just no. Because the moment you over-explain, you stop stating a decision and start pleading a case, and you have handed the verdict to someone else. Understand what explaining actually is. It is you saying, I need you to approve of this before I'm allowed to feel okay about it. It is a search for permission dressed up as politeness. And every time you go hunting for that permission, you teach your own mind that your word alone was never quite enough. The lion does not explain why it rests in the shade. The wolf does not justify to the pack why it hunts alone tonight. Strength has never once felt the need to narrate itself. Only the insecure over-explain, because deep down, they are still waiting for the world to tell them they are allowed. Here is the trap. The people who love you do not need the explanation, and the people who resent you will never accept it. So who exactly are you talking to? You burn your breath, defending yourself to a jury that read its verdict before you ever opened your mouth. You cannot argue a man into respecting you. The more you defend, the guiltier you look, the smaller you sound. Defensiveness is the sound of someone not sure he is allowed to stand where he is standing. Certainty does not raise its voice. It does not need to. Like a mountain, it simply refuses to move. No is a complete sentence. I have decided is a complete sentence. This is not for me, a complete sentence. You were handed a whole language and taught to fill every silence with reasons. But a real boundary needs no footnotes. The explanation is the crack the manipulator climbs through. Think about how much energy you leak every single day. Rehearsing what you will say. Defending choices nobody has the right to question. Managing how every person feels about your life. That is a full-time job, and it pays you nothing but exhaustion. Imagine pouring all of that back into the work instead, so let your results do the talking. You do not argue, you do not defend, you simply build in silence. And one day the same people who demanded an explanation are staring at an answer they cannot argue with. Success makes a sound that no justification ever could. Understand this, some people are invested in misunderstanding you. It protects the little story they have built about who you are. Explain yourself 1,000 times, and they will invent 1,000 new reasons. So stop feeding them. You are not a suspect. You do not owe the world a defense for the crime of living on your own terms. This does not make you cold. It makes you clear. You can be kind without being a witness at your own trial. Say what you mean once, plainly, with warmth, and then let it stand. Repeating yourself louder was never kindness. It was fear, wearing good manners. So the next time you feel that itch to justify, pause and ask one question. Am I explaining because they genuinely need to understand, or because I need them to approve? If it is approval, close your mouth. Let the silence do what 100 words never could. You will feel the pull to fill that quiet. Resist it, because in that, held silence is everything you have been chasing. The self-respect, the authority, the peace. The man who stops explaining himself finally hears the only voice that was ever supposed to have the final word. His own. So starting today, state it once and let it stand. Stop defending, stop justifying, stop auditioning for an approval you were never required to win. Your life is not a courtroom, and you, my friend, were never the one on trial. And if this hits something in you, like this video and subscribe. Turn your notifications on. Because a man done explaining himself to the world needs the right voices in his corner.